6:30 a.m. on this Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. Early morning recording. I've been up for a little while now and watched a couple of videos, recommended watch videos through the algorithms of this platform, right? And for some reason, it had brought up a couple of videos pertaining to food. Well, as you might know, even though I have my own vices in life, I still try to walk a narrow path when it comes to nutrition, and I try to stay as healthy as possible in that regards. But it is getting more and more difficult on a daily basis to even think of being healthy when it comes to ingestible products of today. I know we've heard about the fight with Kennedy over food dyes and so on and so forth. And that's still not getting to the main factor of what is known as, let's just go ahead and kick on this light so we can see a little better. Such things as, come on now, bioengineered food ingredients. Okay, and this was given to me actually, so I did not purchase this, and I would not purchase it anyways. Not only because I don't make tacos anymore, but just the plain fact of what it states back here. And anymore, I go to great lengths to make sure that I am not purchasing such products that have these bioengineered food ingredients within them. Even though, well, once again, I have my little vices, and once in a while I go to those ultra processed products, junk food, such as like honey buns, the snack cakes that are heavily super processed and full of bioengineered ingredients. But every once in a while, yeah, you feel the need to find something sweet, right? Well, let's go to this, and we'll get to these here in just a moment. But anyway, so once again, I have my vices, and I fall off the wagon every once in a while when it comes down to dietary nutrition and all that. And of course, I've had a long life of on and off bodybuilding attempts, if you will, a lot of weightlifting. I've shown you my weights, my exercise equipment, so on and so forth. And once again, I try to stay healthy because I cannot work out all the time anymore because of physical limitations and so on and so forth. But once again, I fell off the wagon and have quite a little bit here in recent weeks. But I decided, you know what? With all this snow and icy conditions and everything else, for some reason, I don't know why, but I really enjoy having ice cream during wintertime, right? So I went out and I bought a couple of these, right? And once you know it, after I had already gone through one container, and now, well, just a scant little bit here in this container, well, all of a sudden, I come across information that the FDA has now determined that this, Bryers, is not ice cream at all. Okay? Man, that really just irked me to no end. There is nothing on here that states that it is ice cream. And so now the Federal Drug Administration, or Food and Drug Agency Administration, whatever, the FDA, has deemed this as not being ice cream at all. Wow. And then when you really get into the nitty gritty over this. And as you go further into food products of today, but you don't even want to eat food anymore. And of course, we've also been going through this issue with the SNAP benefits, your bridge card, your food stamps, whatever you want to label it as being within your neck of the woods. I'm not on that. No, I have to pay out good money for the garbage that I put in my body on a daily basis. Okay, and so now we also have to toss in economics with all this, and the factor of, okay, what spikes the cost of living to increase the pricing for garbage. Okay, well, minimum wage increases, and now the state of Michigan is planning on doing a minimum wage increase, which always increases the price of everything else. Because as minimum wage goes up, the cost of living has to reflect that, and so everything else goes up. Okay, food prices right now are just astronomically ridiculous, and you don't get your money's worth at all. And okay, so I've got here Nature's Bakery, which probably is not all that great, but it doesn't say anything on here that I've been able to find as far as containing bioengineered ingredients. But thing is I've noticed that you can put on a lot of weight by eating things that have this nature labeling affixed to it. This has not been opened yet. Okay, this is the typical size of the box since I've been buying this product, and which there's other flavors. Okay, this is blueberry, raspberry, and then we have this oatmeal crumble strawberry. Okay, nice, tasty stuff, right? But let me tell you what, it will put the weight gain on real quick. So I've noticed. But getting back to packaging, which really has not changed as far as the size of the box. Go ahead and open this up. This is a fresh box here. We're going to open this up. And something that has changed, though, is the size of the food product itself. And you see that space between the product? These are fig bars, okay? They're just 2 cookies. But these used to literally fill this space right up. Okay? And it's gotten even to the point to where there is space within the individual packaging, because the size of these cookies, if you will, these fig bars, have shrunk greatly. Now we also have cheese sticks. Okay, this is yet another one that I just peeled off the safety strip. So this is a brand new bag here. Hold on. Okay, I had to finish ripping this open as far as the Ziploc. But so we have these individual cheese sticks, and well, these things used to be much larger, and you might be able to notice. Look at the extreme plastic packaging. These used to be much longer and thicker to where they pretty much filled up the plastic packaging. These have shrunken in size greatly. Okay, so food is being packaged in much smaller amounts, but yet the prices are going up, and of course, we're just going to keep having more and more issues with food, basically on a daily basis anymore. And now I came out with a playlist quite some time back. The original video that spawned the playlist, which the playlist is entitled "It's All Poison." Well, the main video was the one and only video that YouTube removed. And it was basically over food products, but I had to make mention of, vaccines and COVID, and well, that got the video removed. It was never put back up because, of course, you know, to heck with YouTube and their stupid policies and community guidelines and all that. No, this is my channel. I'm going to do what I want, and I've been quite successful at doing so for quite a few years now, with just a few hiccups along the way, such as having one video actually removed. Oh, nice little either dust particle floating around or, maybe a spirit orb. But anyways, let's go on back. So anyways, I do have this playlist entitled It's All Poison, and it's about food products, and I have actually added 2 new videos to that playlist. No, not videos of mine from other channels, but they go a little bit deeper into the factor of food products, bioengineered ingredients, and so on and so forth. If your determination in life is to be healthy, wealthy, and wise, well, you got to be wise today first before you can attempt to become healthy and healthy enough to work for the corporate powers to line your pockets to become sort of somewhat wealthy if you actually had the capabilities of doing so. But today, it's all about the elitists lining their pockets, and when you come down to the nitty gritty over, most all food products are coming from one place. Most all medicines are from one source, and it is becoming more of a monopolized society, such as even like Google trying to take over, trying to monopolize they're the digital cartel of today. Okay, so you got to take all this into account, and it's getting harder and harder. Once again, on a daily basis, to live healthy and to become wealthy. Because once again, you can't just go out there and succeed anymore without being wise to what you're dealing with. And once again, I try my best. And the thing is, because I don't have transportation, I have to shop at the Bill Gates Dollar General store. And, most of the products in Dollar General is garbage. It's poison. And then, of course, you got your taxable products that, a lot of those products are still coming in from China. Okay, so all this friction over China, Russia, it's all games. Everything today is an orchestrated game, and it's getting very nonsensical, and it's when it comes down to your foods, once again, we have to become wise, but sky wise, in which this is also made mention in a couple of those videos within the playlist of It's All Poison, which I will provide a link to my playlist in the description below. But there's also talk about being sky-wise as far as the chemical fallouts from the spraying that takes place in our skies globally on a daily basis. It's all connected, people. Everything is connected, but you have to find those common denominators. And once again, if you watch those videos within the playlist, you will also hear that phrase of common denominators. Okay? That is where you are going to find the information out there, is when you start connecting the most common denominators in order to see the bigger picture. You have to make those connections. And once again, I try my hardest to stay healthy. This is the ingredients for my rocket fuel drink, as well as lemon juice. Lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, or raw organic honey, which unfortunately I got this through Walmart, and I've actually had to soak this in hot water because it was so crystallized. It was unbelievable. And so that, yeah. And of course, I mix in my hydrogen peroxide into the rocket fuel drink. Also, total beets. Yeah. But then again, every once in a while, unfortunately, ingestion of bioengineered ingredients. And yeah, my phone just is not wanting to cooperate anymore. Yeah. And then all these, ingredients that you can't even pronounce. So when it comes down to, those long chemical names that you cannot pronounce, it's within food products, you want to avoid that as well. But once again, poison is in everything today. I mean, even your tap water, your bottled water, it doesn't matter. It's all poison. I'll leave it at that. Click on the link if you are interested in learning more pertaining to this. But if you don't care, hey, no problem. I'm just putting the word out there. I'm just trying to share what others are sharing and what I have been sharing right along as well. Take it as you will, and take it or leave it. But that's my content for this morning. I might go ahead and do a little bit of a weather update a little bit later, but that's undetermined at this given point in time. So on that note, have yourselves a great one. Take care, and thank you for watching. This is Skywise out.